Your attention, your focus is your most important currency. Forget money, okay? You have more control over your focus and your attention because that is far more valuable. And it's the exact same thing that's being taken away from you. You're being distracted. Okay. And then what you're doing is putting your attention, your focus on things that do not fuel you, that do not have you coming into your power. Instead, it takes you out of your power. It takes you, it gets you distracted from what you want to create in this life, how you want to live in this life. And they use, media more than anything in order to do that. One, keeping you in fear that this is going to happen or that's going to happen. It doesn't matter what side of the track you are on because both keep instilling fear. It's controlled opposition. It's very simple. They control both sides of the track. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not trying to do this over here. So, the conspiracy theories, which many of them turn out, but why did they turn out? Because they have us fueling them. So if you believe a certain conspiracy theory is going to happen, you're actually falling into what they're actually doing because they're taking your attention, they're taking your focus, your energy, and you are now fueling what they are trying to create. Okay. That's basically what ends up happening. So everyone's going off, well, you got to wake up because this is going on and and hey, man, I was there too. Okay. Same exact spot, no difference. And after some time of observing more and more, then I realized, wait a second, this is all the same shit, period. Right. And that's what they want. So as you continue doing your inner work, as you start to open your eyes more and more and more, because at first it's like, oh my God, why can't they see this? Why can't they see that this is what they're going on or this is what they're trying to do and all of that? That's just one stage. So there's no shaming anybody for what stage they're at. Okay. Because everyone, unless you were born, okay, this is, there's the exception. Some people were born remembering. I know some people that were automatically already born remembering what we're in and where we are. And yeah, it's even bigger than what I'm expressing here. And so most of us have been already in the different levels. So there's no shaming, okay? Because everyone's going to wake up when they're ready to because there is the ego, the cognitive dissonance on what one is willing to actually open up and see because I mean, I don't know how many times. I tend to be pretty open and still I don't know how many times I've gotten a new awakening, a new um realization, whatever you want to call it, and it's just like, oh my god, like where I just go numb and it's like, what do I do with this? Like a whole reality that I thought existed. All of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, none of that's real. Like it's just a story. Because let me tell you, as much as you think you are awake, you are also still asleep. All of us. And that's one thing I always remember. As I wake up to next levels and next levels, I always remember there's still aspects of me that are still asleep, that are still trapped in this. Okay. Always remember that. So, where you're back to focus and attention, it's the most important thing you can do for yourself is really honor where you put your focus and where you put your attention, all of it, because that is what you're going to grow. So, if what you're watching on TV, if what you're a video that you're watching, if you don't want to grow that narrative, if you don't want to feed that particular narrative, stop watching. Okay. Let it go. I'll have people send me things and I get it. Like I get it. There's some things that, this is what's going on. But it doesn't mean you have to feed it to give it more power. Okay? I usually say, got it. I see it. Cancel clear, not in my world. Because then what's going to happen is so there's all realities are playing out at the same time. There's no totally new earth and all that kind of stuff. Okay? It's all happening here. So, someone with this level of consciousness and someone of this level of consciousness, right? And just because I'm putting one below and one another doesn't make one right or wrong. It's just a process. Okay. Just because you're in grade two and the other person's in grade nine, it doesn't make one person less than the other. It's just all a process. So get over that for some of you, right? So even though you're here and there, it doesn't make one right or wrong. Oh, I forgot my point. Meh. Okay, there goes the mind. Um, it's all a process. Okay, it'll come back to me, whatever I was going to say. Of awakening. Anyways, it's your attention, it's your focus. And so what you want to do is oh, we're in different realities. Okay. So one person's in this reality, one person is that reality. So even though you're inhabiting the same earth, these two will have two very, very different experiences, even if they live on the same street, even if they live on the same building. Okay. Because I'm in a building and my experience of this building is very different than what I've heard other people say of their experience. I'm like, what? Like, I don't have any of that. I've never seen any of that. What? Right? We can have different realities. So that's where you want to watch what you focus on. So even though in the world they might be doing this, it may not affect you because you're not feeding that reality. You're choosing to feed another reality. Get it? See where I'm going with it? So really ask yourself in every moment, what am I feeding right now? What am I going to choose to feed right now? When you wake up in the morning, write it down. What am I going to focus on today? Where am I going to put my attention today? Okay. What is the most important thing right now to put my attention on? The most important thing to put my focus on. And you know what? As I'm saying this, I'm reminding myself too, I got to get back to doing this, even myself, because I can get distracted. And that's the other thing. We get distracted because sometimes we're so scared of even our own power, of what we're even capable of creating in this world, in being in this world, right? There's that part too, because it's, scary on some level because of things that happen in childhood. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.